So, we're going to be addressing a somewhat touchy subject in regards to politics and censorship, so if this isn't your topic, you may not want to watch this video. Just know that I'm going to try my best not to take any sides. I try to stay out of politics as much as possible. I'm just stating where the dubbing companies are going from here and how it can affect the entertainment industry in Japan, as well as the fight for censorship that a lot of mangakas are striving for, that they want freedom of expression and to be able to put whatever they want into their manga, but decisions like this could ultimately silence them in some ways. That, or it's gonna get to a point where the mangakas are just gonna look at the studio and be all like, oh, you work for this company and they'll be running my material? Nope, bye. So this is just a conversation. This isn't me trying to attack anybody. I'm not gonna be attacking anybody. I am just going over the articles that I see and just giving my opinions on a few things here and there. Nothing too polarizing, just stating a few things here and there. So there's a lovely term that some people use nowadays known as cultural appropriation. It is basically the term of one person from another culture taking properties from a different culture. This can be used in harmless ways like hosting parties or just wearing the wardrobe or wearing rings and jewelries from that culture just to show how appreciative you are and how you just love the culture. That's not too bad. But when you are exploiting the culture just for your own gains, that's when we get into some wishy-washy territory. It's basically the plot of Nightmare Before Christmas. And yes, I did take that analogy from Todd in the Shadows.
It's complicated. You should try and be respectful of other cultures. Don't kidnap Santa Claus.
But anime in the past ran into something called appropriating culture, where it was taking intellectual properties from Japan and changing the dialogue and items within the shows to make it more appropriate for their general audience. As in, these jelly-filled donuts are great because American kids will never understand what an onigiri is, and we have no time to educate the kids on what an onigiri is. Even though we could tell them quickly, it's just a rice ball. We're turning rice balls into sandwiches and just changing dialogues and names just to make them more appropriate. That is appropriating culture. It is taking something that wasn't necessarily created by you and changing it to make it more appropriate to the people that you are selling it to. But recently, we have strayed away from that path of taking someone else's intellectual property, someone else's creative idea, and changing it in a way that we seem more fitting, more appropriate, more profitable. That a lot of dubbing companies made a promise to translate the products accurately. And they have references either in the DVDs or on their websites translating, what certain things are. If you didn't understand it, they would go behind the scenes stuff as to, what it is that they're actually saying in the shows. They would try to educate us. They would try to enlighten us, inspire us. That this isn't an American product, this is a Japanese product. That's why some of the context and the contents in there differ from what we're used to. But because of, I'm just gonna say, social media and how it's given a microphone to everybody that is highly opinionated on politics, we have become very divided and very opinionated, and there's so many fights going on online that it's actually affecting entertainment. Entertainment, in most cases, is supposed to be a state of escapism. It is a way for us to just waste a couple of hours just watching something to get our mind off of something, or just to relax, or to watch something new and exciting, something to inspire us, something to entertain us. But there are some formats that are there to remind us of something that happened years ago, give us a different alternative, the different side of what happened. And when it comes to those things, at least they're clear about it when they're telling us, hey, this is a political thing, or hey, this is something that's not really a form of escapism, but we're letting you know. So depending on the content of what's being provided, entertainment for the most part is a form of escapism. But what is it when a dubbing company that is supposed to do their job to translate the anime perfectly, only for them to slip in a few lines and change in a few things that makes the anime political? And it's not politics that is related to Japan. Let's be clear here. The politics of Japan do not match the politics of America. These are two different cultures, and both of our cultures have different problems. So how would you feel when someone is taking your property and inserting political dialogues that don't relate to the original source material? And this is where Funimation comes in. Funimation, for some reason, has been inserting political lines into their dubs. It started with Prison School.
I was asked to run a couple errands, not that it's any of your business.
Whoa, pump the brakes, Arthur Fonzarelli. Have you got a stick up your ass? Or are you one of those dumbass Gamergate creep shows?
I don't know what anime has to do with Gamergate, but the writers felt it was necessary for that line to be there, to which they apologized and removed it, but it's still out there. It's still a stain in their history. Like, why would you bring up such a sensitive topic? One, you are a business that is telling your audience where you stand in this very sensitive subject, and that could be dividing your audience. But they apologized for that and removed it, but it didn't stop there. I have like a link here showcasing a lot of examples from Funimation's choices to change certain dialogues. The very first episode of a girl who chants love at the bound of this world, originally had the line, "Hey, milady, stop calling me that, please." Then how about Mio-chan, the school idol? "Why do you make me so mad? Not sure, that time of the month? How crude." To which they changed it to, "Hey, so what's up, sweet cheeks? Don't call me that, you know I hate it. Sorry, do you prefer Queen of the World? I'll never understand how you can get under my skin so easily. Good question, maybe it's just your time of the month. You're such a misogynist."
I'll never understand how you can get under my skin so easily.
Good question. Maybe it's just that time of the month.
You're such a misogynist!
It's kinda going a bit overboard there, lady. Like, he was rude. That was a very rude statement. Say that it's rude. Then there was Hajimete no Gal, the cosplay cafe episode. Pretty much the, "Oh Lord, what did you do with the dialogue" episode. One of the girls' exclamations of, "What the hell is this? I can't read this. What is he thinking?" becomes, "I can't read this misogynistic crap. What is that creep thinking? It's downright degrading." Okay then.
What the hell is this? I can't read this sick misogynistic crap. What is that creep thinking?
Also, the manager says, "Why make them read something normal? The girls will get all red and embarrassed as they read them. That's what makes the customers happy." In the Funimation script, this is changed to, "Where's the fun in forcing these jailbait tricks to read something decent? Plus, most of the freaks who come in here hate women, so seeing girls degraded gives them boners and makes them happy."
Where's the fun in forcing these jailbait tricks to read something decent? Plus, most of the freaks who come in here hate women, so seeing girls degraded gives them boners and makes them happy.
Why? Junichi's response, "Think about how these girls feel. They won't want to read embarrassing lines like that in front of other people," is replaced by, "Well, maybe think about how these girls feel for once. Maybe they don't want to be debased just so you can sell a few more bleep chicken wings to horny losers with mommy issues." Oh my god!
Well, maybe think about how these girls feel for once. Maybe they don't want to be debased just so you can sell a few more chicken wings to horny losers with mommy issues.
Why? The manager ultimately announces today's event has been canceled, will operate normally today. But in Funimation's dub, this becomes another win for you SJW millennials.
Book day's been canceled, you guys. Another win for you SJW millennials.
Oh. What the hell? And of course we get to the famous Miss Kobayashi line. To which, like, let's keep in mind, the actress who played Lukua was Jamie Markey. To which, if you've seen her Twitter, she is extremely political. I try not to judge people on their politics. It's their own business. I have my politics, you have your politics, que sera, sera. But when it affects your work, when it affects the job that you're hired to do, that's when I have a problem with it. And of course, because it's her voicing this character, I guess she didn't want Lukua to say, "Everyone was always saying something to me, so I tried toning down the exposure. How is it?" So they changed it to, "What are you wearing that for?" "Oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves, so I changed clothes." And Toru says, "Give it a week, they'll be begging you to change back."
What are you wearing that for?
"Oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves, so I changed clothes."
Give it a week, they'll be begging you to change back.
Huh?
remember what I said in my review of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. What does Lukua have anything to do with the patriarchy? A carefree, girl, like Lukua, who is just so bubbly and so free-spirited and just so, she doesn't really care about anything. She just wants to have fun. What does she have to do with patriarchal societal norms? I don't get it. To which Jamie replies with this tweet, just remember, if there are any lines changed in any anime, any script, anything ever that offended anyone who unironically uses the term SJW or feminist agenda, I wrote them. I wrote them all. Oof. Politics are politics. Like I said, you have yours, I have mine. All of our politics are different. But again, it's our differences that are dividing us, which it shouldn't be the case. We should be helping each other. But Funimation is taking a stance and affecting their dubs to the expense of everyone just complaining and sending them numerous mails and just boycotting them, saying this isn't professional. I watch anime to escape and have fun, and you are pretty much making me feel bad for being an anime fan, which it should never be the case. And then we get to their recent announcement saying, what does it mean to be on an anime production committee? To which they are now on some sort of production committee that will be financing anime in Japan. So they are official studio licensors, and whatever intellectual properties that they license, they will have complete ownership of them. To which, good for them if they want to support the anime community. That's great. We get more content out there and more support for the anime community. But then we get to this part of the article. Funimation is listed on the production committee for 3 titles during the winter 2020 season: Hatena Illusion, ID Invaded, and Plunderer. They've also been on the anime production committee for titles like Fruits Basket 2019, Fire Force and Dimension W. Due to the work they've done and the strong relationships the company has built with the Japanese partners in licensing shows from them, they were invited to participate on these committees to help fund these productions directly. Instead of simply licensing the rights to a finished show, as companies usually do, Funimation is now able to take part ownership of some titles directly when bringing them to the rest of the world. There's no fear about losing the rights to these shows either. They are there to stay in Funimation library in perpetuity. Conversely, Funimation is trusted by the rest of the community to use their international expertise to better market the show to foreign viewers and provide more detailed input to the other Japanese companies regarding what fans abroad would like to see. It's a win-win. I mean, if you do the job properly and work with the mangaka and the studios to create their ideal vision, good for you. You are supporting their community. But if you're in there to twist their narratives and create a product that you seem most fitting for the rest of the world, I'm sorry, but that's censorship. You are taking somebody else's idea and trying to make it more marketable for the rest of the world. But the way that I'm seeing it, it's biased marketability, where it's you trying to take away inappropriate things, says that, oh, people will be offended if you put this in, we can't have this in there, oh, this is too lewd. And a random thought just came to me as I'm editing this video. Maybe Funimation is joining forces with anime studios and the mangakas to, maybe make their own anime. Kind of like what Crunchyroll is doing with High Guardian Spice. Cool, I guess. I don't know, good luck with that. I can't remember the one anime that they dubbed recently where, I can't remember what it was, but there was a line that they took out where, she just, was a girl being interviewed or something, and she just, in Japanese, she said something, she just, tripped over her words and said something a little bit lewd and was a little embarrassed by it. It's a cute little joke. But they took it out and just made it seem like she was just fibbing over her lines, that she would just, she would stutter, and she was just embarrassed by her stutter, and just simply blushy and embarrassed. And it's just what was the problem with that lewd joke?
What are your thoughts about the event? Oh, well, it was tough, but I'm happy.
Did she just say hoppy?
Sure did.
Ever since they just said hold up to interspecies reviewers, now they have to dub everything so pure that there can't be any lewd jokes, that they have to like censor a whole bunch of stuff. I'm just speechless to it all. I don't know, like, I think it could go down a very slippery slope. It could open so many cans of worms of Funimation being in charge of just controlling the intellectual properties of the mangaka and the anime studios. Just saying like, oh, if you do it like this, it'd be more appropriate, it'd be more marketable. It seems like a little too much power. Like, given the examples of what they're doing with their dubs, I'm just worried. I am worried. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully that they will take this respectfully and just help the mangakas and the anime studios. But when they say that they're going to market the shows to foreign viewers, that they're going to help better their products, considering what they've done to their dubs, I'm worried. And again, this is not me attacking people over their politics. I'm not trying to be political. I am just asking that, like, you know, given the circumstances, everybody soulfully has their own politics. We all have our own beliefs and what we want to see in the future, and that's something that we should try to share and work together for. But at the same time, when you're in the entertainment field and you are translating content that is not from your culture and slipping in your own culture into there just to try to bring awareness to your audience, is that abuse of power? Is Funimation not doing their job and being solely irresponsible by slipping in whatever they want into these dubs while dividing the anime community? I generally want to know, what are your thoughts on this? I am worried, I'm a bit skeptical, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. To which, you know, given these examples and the behaviors of Funimation, it makes me wonder if they dropped interspecies reviewers because there really wasn't much they could do to change the narrative. There wasn't much that they can do to try to make the dialogue appropriate to their terms. They could try to make Medri a little more of an activist, but it goes unheard when the guys are just out there doing their thing and having fun. It is a positive show about positive people just having fun, and they could not change it. So maybe that's why they dropped it. Conspiracy theory, I know, but it makes me wonder. Who knows what kind of comments I'm gonna get, but I just want to express how I feel about Funimation and, you know, what I'm worried about in regards to them being on a committee sharing their ideals and points of views in politics to a country that does not share the same politics. Japan has their own problems. So in production right now, I am working on the next Patreon request, which is Persona 4, the anime, as well as top 5 best and worst anime live-action adaptations with Phantom Strider. And for my next What Am I Watching, it'll be the one anime that Funimation just went, nope. So looking forward to that. Thank you all so much for watching. More awesome videos will be on the way, so stay tuned to Anime America. Bye!
Hey there, if you like what we do on this channel, be sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. If you wish to support us financially, we do have a Patreon page with numerous rewards to fit your budget. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Anime America, and be sure to check out our other channel, Pop Spectrum. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned, Anime America.